Hi, this is above grade level, and we're going to talk a little bit about SAT test prep, and we're looking at the writing or the grammar section today. So we're going to start with the rules and then kind of come back to some examples after that. So first, we're going to surround positives and non-essential phrases with commas. We're also going to use commas to separate items in a list. We're also not going to use commas in between two independent clauses. That's a common mistake that students make. We're also going to use semicolons to connect two independent clauses. And we will use colons that can come after a complete sentence. And they can also be used to set up a list or an explanation for a term. And then there are dashes in there. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that, but they can be used as well. So the overall strategies that you want is leave out punctuation in this writing section unless you can identify a situation that requires it. It's if in doubt, leave it out. Also, you'll never be asked to choose between interchangeable punctuation marks. So if there is a case where you have a colon and a semicolon that would work, and they're both answers, neither one could be right. They're both wrong. And then you can use the process of elimination sometimes to get to the answers that you need. So for the non-essential clauses, here's an example. People who eat well are more alert. The who eat well is the clause or the extra phrase in there. And do you need it? If you left it out, it'd be people are more alert. Yes, that is a complete thought and a complete sentence. So it's not essential that you'd have who sleep well. So in this case, since it's not essential to the sentence, you do not have any commas. So there'd be no commas. Here's another example that's different though. Nate, who works as a software engineer, majored in computer science. In this case, Nate majored in computer science. That is a complete thought. So Nate, who works as a software engineer, majored in complete science, the who worked as a software engineer is not going to be necessary. So in this case, we have a comma before the who and after engineer. So that's just a big key to remember that is it really essential to the meaning of the sentence or not? Okay. Another one is, so let's move on from colons to semicolons. No, colons to separate a list. So if we're going to have a list of items, it should be 3 or more. We will need a comma after the first one and the second one. And the only one that would not need a comma is the very last in that series. So don't forget that, okay? We also do not use a comma between an adjective and a noun. So we could have one, Trista bought a blue comma truck. That makes no sense. The correct would be Trista bought a blue truck. The blue is an adjective describing a color of the truck, and there is no comma in there, okay? Colon rules, colon can be used to separate two complete thoughts. So whereas a comma you'd use if you had an incomplete phrase at the beginning of a sentence, the colon would be both are complete thoughts. So here's one. Jasmine brought everything she needed for the exam, colon, pencils, a backpack, and a calculator. That is actually describing what she brought to the exam, and so that would be correct, okay? You only need one colon in there, and then you could have, but remember, we do have to use commas in a series of items, so we'd have pencils, comma, a backpack, comma, and a calculator. So we still have commas in there. Semicolons are used to separate two complete thoughts, okay? So that'd be two complete sentences, and I think you probably know what that means. Some other rules that you also want to be very careful with is, do you know when to use there, and there? That is a very common question that will come on the test, and they're very easy to get wrong. So, there, T-H-E-R-E, is similar to the word here in that it represents a place. Whereas there, T-H-E-I-R, is a possessive word. So it's his or mine. It's theirs, yours, or his or hers. It's actually going to be possessive. They own something. There, third one is they, apostrophe R-E. That's a contraction for they are. So anytime you're in question on that, just try they, apostrophe R-E. Just put they are in there. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, then you've got the wrong one. Also, you need to know it's, I-T apostrophe S and I-T-S. I-T apostrophe S, again, is a contraction, and it would be it is. Can you put it is in that place, and does it make sense? If not, don't choose that answer. So I hope that's helpful today. excuse me, on the use of commas, semicolons, and colons, as well as some of the tricky words that could be on the SAT. I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, come visit our website at texastutorteam.com. Thank you.